it's time to share you guys one of my knowledge. Today, I will be doing an enemy AI tutorial on Unity. Guess I'll be your teacher for today, Mr. Hammond to you. I know Unity is a bit of a weird company since they changed their policy and all that. But I believe it's still a good tool to use as an engine. Just say, alright, let's go. First of all, you actually want to have a model like something like this. I mean, this is the one that I was using for my first-person shooter game. I got the animations from this site called Mitsumo, and all you have to do is that you can sign up for free, or you can just log in using your Google, Facebook, or your Mac account. And once you log in, you'll be like showing all the animation you can use, and it's open source by the way. And here's a little spoiler for the second enemy that I made through Blender. Yeah, and you could just all you have to do, like if you want to use your own models, you can just upload. You can just click this button here, and you can just drag your models onto here, and you can auto rig your models, which is pretty cool. And after that, you can just select animations, and let's just demonstrate one of them, like this one right here. Yeah, it's a bit weird actually. And that's about it. And you could just like select an animation there, and you could just download. I recommend like do it without the skin, so it doesn't take too much space for your game. And you just hit download, and that's about it. Once you download the animation that you wanted, drag and drop it here, and then the thing I actually like to do actually is open this. There's a little arrow button there, and I will just Control D, which will duplicate this outside of this, and after that I'll just delete this. That way you can just save up space like for your project. But we won't be using this animation for this video. Just a little demonstration. Anyways, like the animation I'll be using is the idle, the running, and the attacking. Like when you're making an enemy, like you have to connect the animations together, like pretty obvious, right? For doing so, you would actually need an animator controller. And to get that, just click on the mouse right button and then hold create, and then scroll down till you see the animator controller, and that's about it. But I've already created one animator control already just for this video, so let's just have a look at that. And then to like create a new animator, it should be empty. To like drag the animation onto the animator, just drag and drop just like that, and just do the same with the other animation as well. Like to actually like connect them together, and you just do the image. Click on the right mouse button and just select make transition, and then just connect it from idle to running, and I would probably just do it back, and I'll just do the same thing with running to attacking. After you connect this together, just create a few parameters, and I made two of them, like which is chasing and is attacking. To get those parameters, just click this little star button, and I just press blue, and then and then just click on the little triangle right there. I will just like remove that tick right there, and I'll just do the same for this one as well. For just the sake of this, I just moved the camera like to the top right, so you guys can see what's going on here. And like just to use the parameters like for the condition, so it can just like transition to one state to another. Like make sure like you press the little plus sign right here, and Yeah, just like select is chasing and then make sure it's true. And I'll just do the same thing for running to idle, which will be is chasing and it'll be false. And then also you do the same thing with the attacker, which is like from running to attacker, it should be true. And for attacking to running, it should be false. I realized I made a mistake. Like I actually put down is running. So I advise you just change that is chasing to is running. You probably will see why I actually use is running instead. Now time for the AI navigation, which you need to use for making the AI enemy to work. For that, just go on Windows and then just go to Package Manager and then hold on, just scroll down until you see the AI navigation and then make sure you install it and then that's about it. Now it's time to set up your enemy AI. First of all, just make sure you have to see what I have. Like to get the folder I have, just like to get the same folder I have, just like click on the mouse right button and then just hold the 3D object and then just press play. And to get the clues I have right here, just like that, just again, just do the same thing before, but this time just select cube, and then obviously you can just place it like you want to place it really. For the cubes, I made four of them, and I put them each like for each corner. And I've also given them tag as well. Like for this one, this is point 1. This one is point 2. This one is point 3. And this one is point 4. And to create a new tag, just select here. And then you just press a little plus sign button and you just put like whatever. And for the floor, like just set all this like just put all in 2. I think you originally got 1. Just change it to 2, just for sake for the video. And for your enemy, just drag and drop it like just like that, and make sure your enemy has all these components, which includes the box collider, the ridge body, and you have to create a script. Oh, and you need the mash agent as well, and the animator as well, which you have created just before. You could just drag and drop it already actually. And the last thing you need to do is to create a capsule. Like it could be like any like shape really, doesn't really matter, and just name it target. And this is just like for the JC and the attacking like state for the enemy, which will be explained a bit later anyways. Once the enemy has the nav message attached to them, you can actually bake the scene. First of all, make sure you have in a mesh service somewhere. You could just like create a new empty object and then just add component and just type in the nav mesh service. After that, just go to Windows here, then AI, so and then there's navigation obstacles, and then after that, you could just set like whatever your settings you want, and then after that, just click on bake. And then now it's time to create your enemy AI script. Make sure you have this at the top, like which is just purely from the package AI navigation, because you just need it. These here are the variables that I use for the script. You don't really need these two for now, but this one is for the component. This is for the player target. This is for the animator controller. These are for the states. This is something I'll explain later. And this is the distance. And this is the wait for the waypoints. which is the cubes. In the start function, make sure you have make sure you just get the component for the negotiation, and make sure the animator's running is true, and make sure like for the patrolling bit, make sure it goes to like the first point of the wave point, which is obviously the cubes, like I said. Now in the update function, make sure you have the distance equals to vector dot, and just call the distance function, and then include the enemy's position and the player's position. This function will calculate the distance between the enemy itself and the player or target or whatever. I have created like the if statements like for the patrol. Oh, let me scroll down. The chasing and the attacking. In the patrol state, make sure the distance is greater than the patrol range. I made the speed of the enemy to 3. Also, I have made like if enemy goes to like certain like waypoints or cubes or whatever, and then have them like to set like different like conditions like made here. So if the enemy goes to point 1, the first set 1 point will be set to true, and if the enemy goes to by point 2, that will become false, and instead set 2 will set to true, and then so forth. And then I have created more if stages for the set points like where the enemy should go. For example, if set 1 has set to true, the enemy will go towards the first waypoint. And then if set 2 has set to true, it will go towards the second waypoint. And it goes same for the other two as well. You get the idea. I have created the on trigger enter like for like whenever the enemy has reached to the one of the waypoints. Like for example, if the enemy has reached to point like to the first waypoint, it will like me run animation will be set to false, and the stop current function will play. Now you'll be wondering, what is the stop current function? Like what is it exactly? What does it actually do? Well, if you call the function like start counting, like usually like it will start like the first condition first, and then has like a little cooldown like amount of seconds until it reaches like you could just set like any like wait for seconds, and then after like reach down to 0, it will do like another condition. The reason why I have it here is because I want the enemy just like once they reach to like one of the waypoints, it will just stop like for at least for 5 seconds. And then I call this function out, like type this in. Like you could just call like whatever function you want to call it. And after like 5 seconds later, it will like change. Then player will change the direction to the second waypoint, and then the running animation will be set back to true. And you basically just do the same with the others. In fact, you need all of this for a good patrolling state. Now the chasing state. Like make sure that if statement is distance is less than or equal to patrol range, and the distance higher than the chase range. This statement like this will make the enemy goes like towards the target like where it's meant to go to, where it's like it's probably like the player for you guys. And this is pretty optional, but you can just change the speed as well. I set that to 5. You could just remain it as 3 if you want to, and make sure the attacking is false. And now the attacking state. And in this if statement, make sure the distance is less or equal to the chase range, And in this range, you could just make sure this is set to 0 and make sure the attacking animation is set to true. And then once you've done the script, this will all appear, like all the variables will actually appear on the side here if you set them to public. Then you could just drag and drop your target like onto the enemy script. And then for the enemy for the animator, since the enemy is the one is holding the animator controller, you could just drag the enemy and then drag it onto here. You can change the values of the range for the patrol, chase, and attack for your preference. And for the points, waypoints, you can just drag and drop here as well. For the box collider, I forgot to mention that make sure that this is set to true. Make sure there's a little tick there. And after that, you should be done. Yeah, you can just see it. Goes the first waypoint, and then now it's going towards the second waypoint, and now it's chasing the target. I hope you found this video useful. This was my very first tutorial, so I was probably just waffling like all this time. And if you like these type of videos, don't forget to subscribe for more. Thanks for watching. See ya.